I get many people asking me about restoring or repairing the Aristocrat strainer on Camco snare drums. Often a problem where they just don't stay on. So I did a tutorial years ago on drumforum.org, which is still up there, but I've been wanting to do a video for quite a while, and I just got this chrome over brass Aristocrat snare drum from Chris Hawthorne, who's amazing seller. If you ever buy from him, he just top quality stuff. So I'm gonna go at it and take this apart. Okay, so once you get the strainer off, there's gonna be two small screws. You want to remove those and be careful because there's a spring inside. And those have been known to spring across the room, and they're very hard to find. So I generally hold the piece in there as I pull the screws out. That way the spring won't jump out at you. I just use a drum head to put my parts on. Okay. So then you just pull this top piece off very carefully. And you're gonna have your lever, and then there's you can see it, there's that metal band right there. So you pull out this last piece, that's gonna reveal your spring, which is a small compression spring inside. And there it is. So if you lose that, you'll have to go to the hardware store and try and find a compression spring that's small enough to fit in there. So what you're looking at is this cam, and the pin inside, when you flip this up, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a, let me see if I, right here, there's a little seat, and from the factory, they're just a slight curve, and they just don't hold. Every once in a while, I'll come across one that's from the factory that works perfectly, but they're pretty rare. So what I do, you can take a file and make a little more of a groove there, or you can use a grinder like I do. And it doesn't take much. Put your safety goggles on. And that should just about do it. So now it has a seat for it to sit in. And just put your spring back in. And this pin here, that's what sits on that cam. If this shaft here is bent way out, it's not going to work. You're still going to have problems because it's not going to sit properly. I've taken these to machine shops if they're too bad, and they'll either straighten it out for me, or they can actually replicate a new piece, and they'll put in a new pin and the little square piece there. It's a little more expensive. It can range from $30 to $50 depending on what they need to do, but you can get that strainer back up and running. So the square piece goes in first, and that's push the spring up, and then that'll fit right in. You've got the wide part open at the top. That's for the lever. The small space is for the T. And same thing with this wide part goes on top, and your cam's going to be on the top part because that goes against that pin. And this is the hardest part, is lining these screws back up with everything in there. So if you can hold the whole thing upside down, kind of line those screws up. Then if you get one screw in, then the second one, don't line that one up. Makes it a little easier. Okay, and then before you push it all back together, just push that up. Make sure these are nice and tight in there. Put your screws back together. Sometimes it might take you 1 or 2 times more after you get it back on the drum to make sure it's clicking in place like it should. See, this one, that's a good test, is you just kind of hold pressure here and tap that. See how it doesn't move? Generally, if they're gonna pop off on you, they'll just slide right over. But this should hold fine. Yeah, it's back on the drum. Put our heads back on and give it a go. And that's how you fix a Camco Aristocrat strainer. This one works perfectly now. And I hope that solves your Camco problems with your strainer. And if you ever need any more help, feel free to reach out to me. My name's Steve Traversi. You can also contact me through Facebook under Steven Traversi with a PH, or on drumforum.org. I'm Dolphin54. Have a great day and get those Camco snares up and running.